Hi everyone, this is Killshot from 99 Gaming. This is The Walking Dead Season 7, Episode 16, SHIVA Death Leap. So the story that's been making its rounds is Shiva's tremendous pounce to jump in and save Carl from a certain death, and also Rick from losing both of his hands. But was that as random timing as we initially thought, and could Shiva have done even better? Today we're going to discuss those topics, and also the fate of Shiva, which may be very short-lived. So was the kingdom there early? We know that Shiva jumped out of nowhere, but early on we saw the conversation between Carol, Ezekiel, and also Morgan, trying to get Morgan back on board when we saw him with Benjamin's armor. Now we know they had to walk to Alexandria, but Ezekiel and the kingdom could have gotten there a little bit earlier. I mean, Rick may have had this in the back of his mind when he's looking at Negan, because he had tremendous confidence, and he says, you can do it right in front of me, you can take my hands, but you're already dead. And when Negan's walking around getting ready to swing at Carl, look at Rick looking over to the left. He's either signaling Michonne, who he thinks is up there in the sniper tower, or he knows that Ezekiel's got his back. But nonetheless, Negan goes for the backswing. Carl is bracing. Maybe Carl did not know the plan, and we need something epic to happen to save Carl. But my question is, why not Negan? So Shiva pounces out of the middle of nowhere, and she does take out one of the saviors, but Negan was just a couple feet to the left, and that could have ended all of this mess, all of this madness. I know Negan still has so much more story to tell, but Shiva could have been the ultimate hero if she would have taken out Negan and then used Lucille as a toothpick afterwards. We have a hit list. It would have been nice to see Heavy Metal Guy go down, Simon to go down, or even Polaroid Guy, but we have to take what we can get at this point. So another epic scene. We got to see Shiva actually devouring. How do you guys like the CGI at this point? Leave your thoughts and comments below. I thought they just did an incredible job. So once Shiva makes the epic death leap and the pounce, there's just utter chaos going around. You can see Negan falls back a little bit. This is the sign of fear. Simon is caught off guard, and then Dwight is one finger on the trigger, really shooting all around. That's something we'll talk about in Hidden Clues this week. Dwight was just trying to get out of there and save face, and it set up a nice scene for Ezekiel, because early on I'd bashed Ezekiel and said he was kind of a weak leader because he didn't go into battle, but when he said Alexandria will not fall, not on this day, I think he got a little bit of that back. But that was not the only close call. So Negan sees Maggie out of the corner of his eyes. He's firing. He says the widow gun's a-blazing, throws the weapon down, runs away, and that's his point of cover. So once Negan leaves, ironically enough, another savior falls in. He's getting ready to fire, and out of nowhere, Shiva's timing is just 1 or 2 seconds off over and over again. Shiva actually jumps over the top of the car and takes out savior number 2. So really, really good scenes with Shiva, and that's going to set us up for Negan is not going to forget, so I think it could end very soon for Shiva, especially when we get into season number 8 and we talk about episode number 100. As we see the 3 leaders converge, once again we see Shiva right beside Ezekiel's side. We know that something big is going to happen as we get to season number 8, and Negan is not going to forget that a tiger jumped out of nowhere and almost killed him on 2 occasions. So he's probably going to pull all of his outposts, get everybody together, talk about all-out war. Now in the comic book, Ezekiel and team, they actually storm one of the outposts and they get overran by saviors. They try to retreat, and then they get swarmed by walkers, and then Shiva gives her life in order to save Ezekiel. So it could be something along those lines. We know the comic is not always the perfect blueprint for what happens on the TV show, but I do think that Negan and group are going to charge the kingdom, and Shiva will give her life taking care of Ezekiel. Leave your thoughts, leave your comments. Really, really enjoyed the episode. Thanks for everything that you guys do, and looking forward to hearing everything that you guys have to say about season 7 and also predictions for season number 8. My name's Killshot. Talk to you soon. Peace.